back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today I'm here to do my March 2020 wrap up. It's already the end of March. I know I say it a million times, but this year is literally flying by. I don't know where March went. It kind of just went right over my head and wow, it's already April. Cannot believe it. So in March, I had like a fairly successful reading month, I would say. I've only finished 3 books, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 2 of those were over 400 pages long, which I'm pretty happy with. So that's great. I enjoyed basically every single book I read. I had 2 5-star reads this month, and one of them was my first 5-star read of the year, so I'm very happy with that. But with that said, without me rambling on any further, let's jump right in and get started. Usually I'm going to start off with my monthly stats. So like I mentioned earlier, I read a total of 3 books in the month of March. I had no DNFs. I read 2 physical books, no ebooks, and 1 audiobook. I had no review books or arcs that I had on my TBR this month that I read, and then I participated in 1 readathon, and as far as pages overall read, I read 1,169 pages. As far as genres, all of the books I read this month were fantasy. I had no sci-fi, no historical fiction, no contemporary, no thriller, mystery, or horrors, and no other genres in the mix. And finally, as far as star ratings, I had no books that I gave no rating at all. I had no 1 stars, no 2 stars, 1 3-star, no 4 stars, and 2 5-stars. So now with the stats out of the way, let's jump into the books I read. The first book that I managed to finish in the month of March was one I had started in February, and that is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 7th and final book in the Throne of Glass series. If you guys do not know, I was a co-host for the Throne of Glass read-along that was hosted by myself, Sassy Cassie, Brittany's Book Find, and Paula at Fandom and Books, and our live show for this was at the very beginning of March. I will go ahead and link it on the screen. But I finally have finished the series, guys. After 4 years of reading it, I have finished it. I gave this 5 stars, which was not a surprise at all. I bawled my eyes out reading this book. I don't cry in books. Books usually don't make me cry. There's only ever been 1 other book that has made me cry in the 4 years I've been on BookTube. And yeah, this made me sob. I explained a lot of our details in our live show, which I will go ahead and link on the screen. And oh my gosh, it just hit me right in the feels. I tabbed the hell out of it. I don't know how it goes to be able to see that on camera, but I tabbed like so many scenes in this book that I just loved. And oh yeah, this will always have a special place in my heart, this series. It was my real first venture into high fantasy, and I love it. Sarah J. Maas is my favorite author of all time. I am planning on having a non-spoiler review of this book coming out in April, so be on the lookout for that. But like I said, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. After that, I read The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. This was a book I listened to on audio, and it was for my children's literature class. And I have seen the movie many times. I didn't even know it was a book until a couple of years ago. I gave it 3 stars. I think if I had known it was a book as a kid, if I read it when I was a lot younger, maybe when I was like the middle grade age range, I would have like given this a 5 out of 5 stars. But I am 22, I'm reading for a class, and while I do really enjoy the story, it again has a very special place in my heart. I just love The Wizard of Oz. The movies were some of my favorites growing up. I don't know if I have that appreciation for it like I would have if I was a lot younger reading this. But again, I still enjoyed the story overall, and I gave it 3 stars. And finally, the last book I read in the month of March was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is Upside Down, Jackie. There we go. This is the first book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is my 2nd favorite series of all time after Harry Potter. It kind of is tied for number 1 at this point. And I, of course, give this 5 stars. You guys know how much I love this series. I love ACOTAR. Like I said, it's right up there, tied with Harry Potter as far as my all-time favorite series. There's just something about the way Sarah J. Maas is able to create her worlds and her characters and her romances that I just eat up. I love it. And after reading or completing Throne of Glass, I was like, I'm just going to read all of Sarah J. Maas's books at this point. So I just dived right into ACOTAR, and yep, I've reread the series probably 3 times now and just never gets old for me. 5 stars. What, is anybody surprised? And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys read in March and what you thought of those books, as I would love to know. And as always, all my social media links are linked down below for you guys to check out if you'd like to follow me on any of those. And all being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!